Hi, everybody. I'm Charlene Shirk, your host of Digital Champions, where we have the opportunity to speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And today we're joined by Erik Deckers of Pro Blog Service. Erik, thank you so much for joining us today. We're happy to have you on board.
Sure, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So let's talk a little bit about what your company does, because I think you've really hit a very important niche in the industry.
So basically, the company, we are ghost bloggers. We ghost write blog articles for other companies to help them be found online, to help them perform well in search ranking, and to make them look like experts in their field.
And why do they come to you to do that? Because if they are experts in their field, what do they need a ghostwriter to help them look like an expert in their field? What's the problem you are solving, I guess, when people come to you?
Unfortunately, not everybody's a good writer. I mean, my expertise is writing. It's not, it's not anything else. It's not credit card processing or supply chain software or, manufacturing management. It's not any of those things, but I'm a very good writer. And people need their content to stand out. And so they need very good writers because there's such a glut of content and there's such a glut of mediocre content that if you really want to stand out, just to get out from under this mountain of content, you need to stand out with good writing or good video or good audio.
That's awesome. I couldn't agree with you more. I'm a writer myself, and I couldn't agree with you more. And you kind of become a mini expert in so many different categories, and you're learning something new every day. It's really very fun and fascinating.
Oh yeah, exactly. I can jump from writing about compliance management software to to manufacturing management, to supply chain logistics, to warehouse management, to mystery shopping in a day.
Okay, of that, I really want to read more about the mystery shopping. Some of the other stuff.
These are the things where you get,
yeah.
you get like $8 to go buy a sandwich at Chick-fil-A and rate them. And I work for the agency.
Oh, I love it. So let's talk a little bit about you. You made a great point. There is a lot of mediocre content. You've got to kind of rise above that. So where do you see blog writing, or maybe the area of expertise within writing, heading in the next couple years?
I think most good writers are going to have journalism as a background or as a foundation for their writing. I also think creative writing is going to become more important. So there are people who teach magazine writing and web writing and business writing, and that's fine. But I really think that journalists and creative writers are really going to excel in this new content marketing world.
Well, that's good news for all those journalists who are burned out in media and ready to try to hop into something new, for sure. That's my background, so I completely relate to that. And do me a favor, what's the one bit of advice you would give to somebody? Say if they, and you're riding down the elevator and they say, oh, you're a blog writer. What's the best advice you could give them?
To publish on a regular schedule, you want to write 1 or 2 blog articles per week. They should be about 750 to 1,000 words, but you have to do that week after week after week, every week. So that is what tells Google that you're publishing regularly, and that is what your readers and your customers come to rely on, because you're a source of information and a source of news, and they need you to be publishing on a regular basis so they get that news regularly.
And part of that struggle, though, I would think, is coming up with a new topic. I remember I was looking up something about sleep, and I found a great article on a mattress company's website. So they took the initiative not just to write about mattresses, but about what's the problem people face when they lay down on a mattress. Sometimes they can't sleep. So coming up with those, how do you suggest that people come up with those kinds of topics over and over and over again?
Well, this is the great thing about a niche. A mattress company can write about so many things related to sleep and the importance of health for sleep and posture and how it affects your muscles and, what it does for disease prevention. And so you really get to explore, like, what's that in-depth university research that's being done, and can we write about that? Or what are some things that people are talking about at cocktail parties, and what are they asking us? Or people are emailing and saying, how do I do this? Or why should I do this? And that's a great place for information, is you just look at your old emails and search for the phrase, how do I, or why should I? And then you already answered that person. So just expand that into a blog article. But there are people who have all kinds of, not weird, but esoteric deep dive questions about what it is that you do. Every one of those answers is worth a blog article.
And I so love that you were like, minute I said mattress company, you're like, oh, they could write about this, they could write about this, they could write about this. That's why they need a ghostwriter or a professional blog writer. Erik, thank you so much for joining us. A great conversation. I really appreciate it. I look forward to reading more of your blogs.
Sure, thank you. Appreciate it.
And that is Erik Deckers with Pro Blog Service. And you can check out a link for him and learn more about his company at dailyadbrief.com. And that's going to do it for us today. I'm Charlene Shirk, your host of Digital Champions, and we will see you next time.